Hello folks, it's another beautiful morning here in Shenandoah National Park. That's right, we're not leaving just yet. I figured that for a park that is so large, for something that's so expansive and beautiful, I should really dedicate 2 videos to this park. One video does not do this place justice. I have to at least do a second video to cover a lot of the other natural beauties of this park. So we will get to see a lot more of Shenandoah National Park today. But first, I want to take you on sort of a culinary adventure. I'm getting a bit hungry, so I thought I gotta make lunch before I head out. And since we're in the mountainsides of Virginia, I think we should really embark and taste something that sort of represents this general area. And I've heard from a lot of other people in this state that if you're going to Virginia, you cannot miss out on a country ham. So that is just what I bought today. Alright, welcome to the Coverage Project kitchen. This is my humble cooking setup at which I make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or maybe mid-meals. Or maybe one meal a day if I'm not feeling too hungry. But anyway, this is the country ham. We'll be cooking that today, and we'll be figuring out what it tastes like. We got our sink, our stovetop with the pots and pans. We got the cutting board that split in 2 while I was driving. Knife, spatula, all the fixins. Well, alright, let's get into it. Let's cook our country ham. Step 1. Remove all the gross parts of the country ham. Don't eat this. Eat this. Step 2. Place it into the pan. Not like that. Step 3. Heat it up. Step 4. Be really patient. It's gonna take a while. Alright, I think we've done it. We've made a country ham. Now, let's taste it. The time has come to eat our Virginia country ham. Pretty greasy, but it looks appetizing nevertheless. Alright, I'm gonna dig in. I'll just try this piece on my own first before cutting it, because this is a thick piece of meat. So how do I describe it? Well, it just melts in your mouth. There's this salty, savory goodness, and it's very chewy, but at the same time, all the flavors just completely melt. I would describe it as a melty flavor. It tastes like a ham, but it's very, very salty. And me, being a fan of salt, I love it. You can't get it really anywhere else but Virginia and maybe the outside areas, so if there's one reason to come to Virginia, it's for the country ham. Alright, I got the rest of this ham to eat. It looks really tasty. So I will see you when we get out onto the trails here at Shenandoah National Park. Well, we began today's journey quite nearby where yesterday's left off. So we're walking along the Dark Hollow Falls Trail. This is one of the most popular trails in all of Shenandoah National Park. And soon you'll be able to see why. Great picturesque views, and at the end of the trail, a wonderful waterfall complex. Fortunately for me today, I dressed appropriately. Instead of this thick flannel material, I have this very lightweight plaid, so I'm not going to break as much of a sweat. The weather's actually quite breezy and mild today. Not like yesterday's hot and muggy weather. Very uncomfortable, I might say. So to the right of me is this stream, and as we walk along the trail, I'm pretty sure the stream is just going to be adjacent. And eventually this may develop into the waterfalls we'll be due to see. I'm not gonna lie, this hike is moderately easy compared to the first one. It's like this is the G-rated family-friendly hike where you take your dogs and your kids on. And then the one I went on was this steep valley, which is kind of dangerous. It's probably the R-rated hike. Look, it's even got steps. Did that first hike yesterday have steps? No, it had all these sharp rocks, so you couldn't even walk straight. Oh, isn't this so beautiful? Imagine the millions of years that it would take for all these earthly landforms to develop. First the mountains, then the rocks, which eroded from the mountains, and then the water streaming down to make this nice little waterfall. But I don't believe this is the main waterfall. This is just a nice sight. Now this is a waterfall. Yesterday I was bummed that we could only really see the top of it. You know, I walked all the way down anticipating something like this, a sight like this. But instead, what I got was more of like the top. I got an excellent view of the overlook of the mountains and the valleys though. But this is what I wanted to see yesterday. Dark Hollow Falls, everyone. One of the premier spots in Shenandoah National Park. Before we get to our next destination here in Shenandoah, I'd like to explain something. So basically, because of the way the shape of the park is, it's not just some blob on a map. It is a long, narrow stretch of land which matches the direction of the mountains. And so because of that, there's one long main highway. If you go to Shenandoah, you will almost be guaranteed to hear the words Skyline Drive. And that is the main highway in which you get from your campsite to the trailhead to another trailhead. It's a wondrous thing. It is indeed the main artery which connects all the different attractions here in Shenandoah. So now that you know how it works, let's get some cool views from Skyline Drive on our way to the next destination. Now on our way up Bare Fence Mountain. And so, eventually we will come to two different options. Either just a general hike, or something called a rock scramble, where you maneuver yourself through rocks as another route. We'll have to see what decision we come to, but I'm sort of leaning towards the rock scramble. It sounds adventurous. What the heck? Already? I thought we'd get the choice later on in the hike. I guess we have no choice but to venture forth on the rock scramble here on Bare Fence Mountain. Okay, this is not what I expected, but I love it. We made it. No, we still have a long way to go. Oh, so I see what it is. This is basically a trail in itself, but there's just a bunch of rocks and boulders in the way, so you have to climb above them and just find your way through there. We'll go anywhere. Towns, cities, nature, even the top of mountains. Oh, you've got to be kidding me with this, though. Am I really supposed to be going here? I see the blue paint indicating so. So I guess this is the path. Now this is really an adventure. Well, we've made it to the summit. It's an outstanding view. But it took a long time to climb up here. And a lot of courage. This is the top. This is the top of Bare Fence Mountain. I can't even believe myself that I've made it to the top. But we did it. I don't know what else to say. This is an exhilarating feeling.
for Shenandoah National Park. This might be as good as it gets. Who knows, there might be even better things. But one thing's for sure, I think it's time to end the video on this perfect note in front of these stellar mountains. Now, we've climbed small mountains before, but nothing like this. Nothing. So now we can officially say that the coverage project has climbed a mountain indeed. Well, sitting atop this beautiful view of Shenandoah National Park, more travels to come. I will see you at the next location.